Welcome to the ReaderPen Secure introduction. So we've got a new pen and this is it here. So you may be familiar with the other pens that we've got. So we've got the ReaderPen, we've got the ReaderPen Exam Reader, we've got the Connect pen, we've got the Lingo pen, and now we've got the ReaderPen Secure. So the ReaderPen Secure was designed with the workplace in mind. So it's why I call it the Secure, basically because it's got the capability of not having any storage. So it's got the capability to have a dictionary and it will read out your words out aloud, but it won't store any data. So it's really, really good for those places, workplaces, and for people that work in environments where sensitive data is there, so they don't store that. So let's have a little look at it. Okay, so who are scanning pens? So scanning pens were established in 2004. We've got offices all over the place now. We've got them all over the world. So we've got a couple of offices in the UK, so one in Telford and one in Bath. We've also got international offices. So we've got office in the States. We've got also one in Australia, Canada, and now in India. We supply for all educational institutions worldwide and have our pens in most secondary schools now. That's expanding into primary schools. The earlier the better. We find that the children, if they use these aids earlier, the better. Obviously, it's going to help them. And then it goes through from primary school, high school, college, and then obviously we want to now support them in the workplace, which is why we've designed this new pen. So that's the next progressive stage, and that's why we've designed this one to support people in the workplace also. We work very closely with our customers and with the manufacturers based on the feedback that we get from customers, and it was determined that there was a need for one for the workplace other than the exam reader. The exam reader was being used for a while, or is being used by other establishments, and we found that the dictionary was a quite what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, quite prevalent in the feedback that we were getting, that people would really benefit for having the dictionary. So that's why they have put the dictionary on it, but it doesn't have the storage. So what are the pens, in case you don't know? So the reading pens are reading aids. So what they do is they run across printed text and they'll read it out aloud for you. So it can be done just on its own. You can hear it with the pen just on its own, or you can put some earphones in it. We've got a little earphone jack there, and so you can listen to it discreetly. So that's quite good if you want to have privacy, basically, or just be discreet in what you're listening to. You can listen to the text as many times as you like without anyone hearing how many times or what you're listening to when you're scanning your text. So if it takes a while for you to actually comprehend or to understand what it is, you're not going to have that that added, I guess, embarrassment some people may feel by listening to it over and over again. So that's a really positive thing about that one. It's battery operated, so it just comes, a USB cable plugs into the back also, and you can just charge it from your laptop or from the computer or by your phone charger in the wall as well. So it instantly reads out a word, a line, a paragraph of text. So you could scan a whole book if you want. You could do all War and Peace if you liked. It will scan it all for you. We like to think that it's more of an aid. So it depends on the needs, obviously, of the person. So if they're running across the text or reading the text and they come across a word that they don't know, then they would get the pen and they would use it and that would assist them. So that's basically what the pens are. 1 in 6 adults in England, which is 7.1 million people, have very low literacy skills, as defined by the UK National Literacy Trust. Can't say that word. These are studies that were found back in February of this year. So obviously that's quite a significant number of people that are struggling. So it's just hopefully we're trying to sort of close the gap with that, with those challenges that these people are facing by providing reading aids such as the ReaderPen. So obviously it's going to help improve the independence and confidence attached to reading and performing work tasks independently. So they're not reliant on someone else to read for them. They're not reliant on finding someone to read something for them. They've got a little device in their pocket ready to go that they can scan and be self-sufficient. It's also going to help them to be in the workplace, be inclusive. As mentioned before, it's discreet by using the earphones, so they can use that in the workplace or the classroom, on the bus, wherever they are. So it is portable. It has a nice little leather case. I'll get that out for you in a moment. But that protects it, so you can pop that in your pocket, handbag, pencil case, work toolkit, whatever the situation is, and you can take that anywhere with you. The charge is quite long. The charge will last about 8 hours of constant use. So you could use that for a long time, quite a few days without having to recharge it. It only takes a few hours for it to recharge from fully flat to fully charged. That's the little case that it goes in there. So that just keeps it nice and safe. It's a nice little leather case too, so it's really nice quality. And it's quite solid. It's not hard, but it's quite solid, so it will protect it and keep it from getting scratched. And the little nib, which is what the reading part does on the very end, it'll protect that as well to keep that nice and safe and clean. So it just enables everyone to have access to printed text wherever they are. Okay. Why are they helpful? So they're mid-tech. So unlike me, who obviously is not that good with technology, they're really easy to use. It's basically get them out and off you go. You just pick the setting that you want. With this particular one, it's got the text reader and it's got the definition. So I would just choose either one of those, run it over the text, and I'm going. So really good for people like myself. So it's really easy. So there's no intensive manuals or anything like that you need to investigate with it. We do have a guide sheet that I'll show you a bit later that you can navigate your way through it, so that you can set certain features and functions to tailor it to the needs of the user. But we'll go into that a little bit later. So once you set all that up, and that's ready to go, you can use it anywhere. You might not even need that set up for yourself, but there's options there if needed. Because it doesn't require batteries, there's a built-in battery. It can be used anywhere, anytime. So it doesn't, you don't have to have spare batteries with you to do it. As long as it's charged, it's good to go for as long as you need it to go. So the dictionary lookup instantly accesses your definitions for the word, for any word. So there's a few different dictionaries in it, but it will instantly give you the definition. So you don't need to have a dictionary on you to know what a word is. It doesn't rely on Wi-Fi either, so that's a really good feature of it. It doesn't rely on software or anything. It's a standalone device. So it's basically your computer all in one, a little mini computer all in one, ready to go. So the ReaderPen Secure and GDPR compliancy. So it's unlike using a tablet or a smartphone to support reading. This device is designed specifically to support reading, as it has no storage features. So this will enable the user to adhere to GDPR regulations when working with data in a data secure environment. So really good for people in those kind of workplace environments. So DSA, why is it good for DSA? Okay, so our pens are good for DSA, not just this one, but all the other ones as well, because it will access, so they all access printed text. They will all read out aloud. So it'll allow the user to use them wherever they are, whether it's in the classroom, on the go, so they could be on the bus or in the library, or when studying. As mentioned, it's got headphones, so you can listen to that discreetly, and you don't need anyone else's assistance, so it's going to increase their confidence, and it prepares them for the workplace, which is really inclusive there. Use the built-in dictionaries, so it's a quick look up, so with the definition of a word, so they can just go on, they don't recognize a word, they hear it, they still don't understand what it means, they can quickly just go in and have a little look, and it's going to give them the definition as well. Medical students have actually given us some feedback, and some of them prefer that a scanning pen as opposed to a human reader because of the pronunciation accuracy, because obviously medical words are quite substantial, so a human reader would sometimes struggle with them. So the pen is obviously, it's phonetic, it will say the word phonetically, so it will probably pronounce it, hopefully, better than some human readers. It's got a built-in recorder, not this one in particular, the ReaderPen does. So if I just wanted to mention that. So I know we're talking about the ReaderPen Secure today, but we do have other ones that you can choose from. But and in this slide, I'm just going through some of the benefits for the DSA for those. So I will touch on the other one a little bit. The ReaderPen also has a built-in recorder, so it can record lectures or verbal instructions. So you would like to give yourself a bit of a verbal instruction, say, okay, so tonight's homework is chapters 17 to 24, or you want to pop the pen right up front next to the lecturer. Go back and listen to that at a later stage. The other pen too is really good for, it's got a scan to file, it's got a scan to file feature, so you can actually scan text and it'll keep it on the pen, and you can use that at any time. So you can use that to look at whenever you want to. It's for text that you need to refer to perhaps often, or you could then perhaps go home, pop it onto your computer and put it into your report. So you're at the library, for example, and you think, oh, this would be really good for my dissertation, or for example, so you would you scan over the text, go to the back, get your reference, and then later on you could transfer that straight onto a file onto your computer. So that's really good. But as mentioned, that's not on this one. So those two extra features, the voice built-in recorder and the scan to file, have got storage. So therefore they're not allowed on the ReaderPen Secure. And I just wanted to touch on those other ones for you, so you knew the difference. So let's have a little look at the other ones. So the first one here is the ReaderPen Secure. The first one, the white one, is the ReaderPen. So they're your features, as mentioned. They all have text reader. So you'll see on the top line of all of those definitions there, they all have text reader. So that's what the pens do first and foremost. So the ReaderPen, the white one on the left, also has multiple dictionaries. It also has the scan to file, as mentioned, and it has, which will go into a cursor. So on any app, as long as the flashing cursor is going, you can plug it in and it will download from that, or it will scan straight from there. It's got the voice recorder also. It does say on here that it's got an exam lock. That's not under our JCQ regulations. You cannot use the ReaderPen in the exam lock. That feature has been designed mainly for the American market. The American market don't need a separate pen for their exams, but here in the UK we go under the JCQ guidelines, and they require the use of the exam reader, which is the orange one on the very right. So even though the ReaderPen does have the exam lock feature on it, it can be used. You can definitely use it, but you are not allowed to use that in an actual exam situation. Okay, so I hope that was clear. I can see, I'm just looking at your comments here. I can even see, oh, you can even see the PowerPoint. I thought you were having trouble then, Helen, looking at the PowerPoint. Oh, panicked then. Okay, so that's the ReaderPen there on the left. The second one there is the Connect pen. That's more of a data capturing or a note-taking pen. That one scans to an app. So anything, again, with a cursor, it will scan straight onto that. This one goes through your phone or through the computer, through an app through that one. So that one's slightly different, but really, really good for perhaps university students to get a lot of text, you know, law students, etc. They have to go through a lot of scanning and texting, scanning to get the text. So it just saves a lot of typing time for them. So that's a really good one for that one. The middle one there, that's a brown, it's a bit hard to see on this visualization here, but it's a brown pen, and that's a Lingo pen. So we used to have the same pen, but we've changed the name of it and the features slightly. That was called the Dictionary pen, which is a bit too close to the ReaderPen. But basically it's a translating pen. It will translate into multiple dictionaries and languages. The ReaderPen Secure is the second from the second last on the right there, which is the one we're talking about today. Those features are the text reader and the multiple dictionaries. So it doesn't have the scanning features. And then finally we've got the exam reader, which is purely just a reader. It will read out text out aloud, and that is all it does. And that is why it is allowed in exam situations. It's approved by JCQ. We've got an example of it in, well, not we, they have an example in it in their guidelines that it is absolutely able to be used. You don't need access arrangements to use it either, which is really good, as long as it's their normal way of working, which saves a lot of money, time. Students don't have to go out into a separate room and have human readers. If that doesn't work in every situation, but it does help a lot. Students just put their earphones in. It doesn't disrupt anyone else. They can get clarity on the questions that they are reading. Okay. So what's in the box? So in the box, it's just a nice little box like that. You get the USB cable. I can actually show you because I've got one here. That's your charging cord, and that also allows it to go into the computer if you need that too, depending on which to download your scanning. Depending on which pen you have. You've got some earbuds as well. You don't have to have the earbuds that it comes from. They might not be comfortable. You might have your own favourite ones. It doesn't have Bluetooth at the moment, so it needs to be with the little jack. So it's a normal universal, I think it's a 3.5 standard one. So it's the normal one that you would probably have sitting around that will fit into there. And you've got your little user guide, and as mentioned, your little leather pouch as well. I've gone through the settings, so I just wanted to show you the quick difference between those two. I think I've gone into this enough though. There's your text reader, dictionary, scan to file, recorder, and it's also got settings. So you can, as mentioned before, tailor it to the user. This is the main features of the ReaderPen Secure, which we're talking about today. As you can see, it's just got the text reader and the dictionary. And it's also got your settings there, so you can tailor that also to the user's needs as well. When you first get a pen, it's got a setup wizard, so you can actually set it to different settings. So we'll go a little bit more into that now. The setup wizard will come straight on, so it'll start talking out straight away. So you can actually have the pen, when it turns on, it will actually start talking out, reading out the menus for you. So it's really good for sort of maybe visual impairments or someone that really needs assistance with the directions. So maybe they're highly dyslexic in regards to that they cannot sort of read a lot of words, so they need the words to be read out for them. We can definitely do that. So that's how it's sort of set up. You can turn all these features and functions off in the settings. So there's different accents that you can have as well. So you've got your I think it's defaulted at the British voice, but it's also now we've got the Irish accent, and that's all English too. So it's English British, English Irish, English Scottish, English Australian, which is good for me, English American, and English Indian. So you can have those accents there to make that a bit more user friendly for whoever is using it, no matter where they are or where they're from. It's got multiple dictionaries. So we've got the Collins English Dictionary. So that gives you all the definitions. So it gives you every single definition like it would in the book. The Oxford Primary Dictionary is also on it as well. That one is probably the most preferred one because it gives you the quick definition, and then that's it. You don't have to wait for 5 minutes while it goes through every single definition like the Collins Dictionary. If the Oxford doesn't have some of them, that struggles a little bit, as in it might not have as many as the Collins English. So if it's not in the Oxford Primary, most are, but if they're not, then swap it over to the English, to the Collins English one, and that should have it. So that's sort of your backup. And it's also got the new Oxford American one for the American market. As mentioned before, it's got the talking menu, so it can read everything through. Auto read, you can change that setting, so when you're scanning, it will start reading as soon as you pick it up. So you can actually stop that from happening because I think some people find that a little annoying, as if they're scanning multiple lines, it's not going to flow very well. So you can turn that off. So if you go into the auto read in the settings features, it will turn that off, and then all you need to do is just put the cursor back to the start from where you want it to read, and then it will flow nice and smoothly and accurately from where you want it to read from after you've scanned it all. There's also a feature if you want just a clear screen. So obviously the text will stay on here. So it's not going to clear it every time you pick it up and do a new line. It will stay on here until you either exit out of that scanning thing, or if you exit out into a different menu. It won't store it, but it will keep it on there for as long as you've got the pen on, and it will read it back to you, or you can clear it. You can clear the screen if you want to. You can do that also just by going into your exit. It's also got your dictionary accessible from the text reader. So if you're in, just say you've scanned a whole paragraph and you go, oh, I think I don't really know what that word is, you can actually highlight that particular word in the features, and it will give you the definition. Then you can go back and read the rest of it out for you, so you don't lose all of that just because you don't know one of the words. And it's also got a pause function, so you can actually pause it in between your scanning. So if I was to scan a line, I can put a pause on it. There's different settings. You can do it from 1 second to 5 seconds to, I think, I can't remember how many seconds, but there's quite a few settings where you can, or time lengths where you can actually have it paused. So depends on the needs of the person. If they would like longer to comprehend it, that's really, really good also. It also has a pause function feature in it if you wish, that you can set up in between words. So some people's some people would like to have a bit of time to comprehend each word. So you can put a pause in between each word, which gives them a little bit more time to process each word. So that's just an extra feature that we've got in there. The next slide is that's just a quick little look at the navigational guide. So we send that out to you so you can have a little look at exactly where to find the features and functions. So if you want to put the pause on, you can see that in the settings, that's where you can find it. And these are all what you can do. I can send them over to you at any time as well. So recommending the ReaderPen Secure. So who would you sort of recommend this to? So you're doing an assessment. Who are you assessing for? So I think these would be really, really good for anyone that works in environments where, there's sensitive data. Obviously, you don't want them or they can't have anything that has that can capture things. So they wouldn't be able to take their phones in, for example, if they worked at, say, I don't know, the Home Office or something like that. They wouldn't be able to take their own, because of the data that they're dealing with, they wouldn't be able to take their own phones in. So they have to put them in lockers or whatever. They're not allowed to take them in their work environments because of privacy, data privacy. So this is particularly good for those. So just some examples here. So government departments, as I mentioned, like sort of Home Office or anything like that where people's information it needs to be kept secure. Other institutions like financial institutions and banks, healthcare providers like nurses, doctors, surgeries, those kind of places. The uniform, so forces and stuff. So we've got your fire and rescue, police, nurses, RAF, Army, Navy, those kind of places, really ideal for. We are getting a lot of interest with those fire and rescues, taking them up quite a lot. We've got a lot of interest from the police, the RAF even started sort of looking at them. And prisons, I didn't put on here. So prisons, also, we're doing a lot of work with them. This is perfect for that sort of environment as well. So basically any workplaces where a personal device is not allowed, so maybe a factory, you wouldn't be able to take a phone into that because they have to put them in the lockers before they go, but they need some assistance. So something like that would be really helpful for them. And we find that a lot of apprentices are taking them up also. So, sort of whether they are allowed to use their phones or not, but it's just another little tool that they can use. So that's becoming quite popular with them as well. That's just a little testimonial that we've got here on it. It's a relatively new product. We haven't had a big major launch. We've had basically a soft little launch on it. So it's out there. It's ready to go. People are using it as mentioned. So we were lucky to get a lovely testimonial from Dee Cornt. He's the Chief Executive of the Dyslexia Association. And she's just saying that she likes the new ReaderPen Secure. It's simple and easy to use. It's an ideal tool for using in a workplace situation where an employee doesn't have access to a computer but needs support to read text or understand the definition of a word. We've recommended recently to support a nurse when she's working on the wards and helped a security guard complete mandatory training courses. As it doesn't store any data, employees don't have to worry about potential GDPR breaches. So it's a bit of an example there of a fellow assessor recommending that as well. Benefits, obviously you have access to printed text anytime, anywhere. It improves reading comprehension. It's workplace ready to go. Don't have to worry about the GDPR sort of bits and pieces with that. Increase independence and confidence of the user, reduces their anxiety, improves their academic performance. So perhaps they're doing some studies to help with promotions, etc. That's going to help them as well. And obviously social inclusion. Okay, so as assessors, I'll get to your, I've seen some questions here. I will get to you. I'm nearly finished, and then I'll get to some answers, and then I might even give you a quick little go, a quick little demonstration, I should say. So it won't be long with that one. So a special offer we've got for you today is that we actually offer assessors a discount on a pen. So it's for your demonstration and assessor pen. So any of our pens we can do that for you with. I think apart from the Connect pen, we're happy to give assessors a discount on that. It's the only discount we do apart from the bulk buying discounts. The reason we do that is because we want you to have one in your kit ready to go, so you can show people when you're doing your assessing. You've got one to demonstration. They can have a turn of it, see if they like it, see if it's suitable for them as well. So it's £80 off before tax and delivery, so it works out to be about £100 cheaper. So that's a really good option for you to have in your kit, and so yeah, we're happy to do that. And we're also offering trials. You're more than welcome to have trials. So Helen, I know you've already got one. Would be really great to hear. I mean, I've been talking to you about it. You've been recommending it, which is fantastic. So yeah, so if you've got a trial, Steve, I know if you would like to have a little go of that and a little test of it, then that's not a problem at all. Just let me know. And if you want to get in contact with me, here's some details here. And I can send out this presentation if you wish me to as well. So there's my direct number there. That's my email address. There's a couple of little links on here as well. So there's a video. We're going to get more videos. It's we're in the process of getting where we're going to be interviewing a firefighter that's using it at the moment, who loves it, and it's helping him. So we're going to be doing that very soon. So in the new year we shall see more of that. Yeah, and there's just the webinar there. So we do have a website now too. So that first link is the website. So it's not linked at the moment to our main scanning pens website. It is ReaderPenSecure.com. So if you just put ReaderPen Secure in, that should hopefully come up for you. If not, I can actually send you the links so you can have a look at it, refer it on if you want to as well, and any flyers that you need as well. Okay, so I'll just go through some questions now. Oh, I hope that you were the Aussie one, the Aussie voice. Yeah, no, they didn't ask me to use my voice. Don't know why. No, no, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So Helen asks, is there auto reader on the white pen? Yes, there is. Yes, so all the features are basically the same, except the white pen has just got those couple more features, but everything else, all the settings and that, are all designed for all of the pens basically the same, so you can set them and tailor them up for the use for any of them. It's great for older students with brain injury. Yes. Thanks for the information on the new skill pen. I will pass this on to colleagues who will assess in the workplace. Oh, that's really good, Steve. Appreciate that. So what I'll do is I'll send you out a flyer too, so that you can pass that on, and then the link to the website if that helps you as well. So that's great. Did you want to have a little look at it at working, or I can give you a quick little demonstration. I don't think it would hurt. I'm just going to use the guide here, but I just have to find, okay. So, okay, I'm just going to choose the text reader with the little toggle here. Okay, so once the flashing cursor is going, it's ready to go. When I'm actually using it, once the little nib, the little tip, it's hard to show you there. There's a little tip on the end here. Once that lights, that's basically, there's a little camera inside there. That's taking the camera and it's reading and it's scanning as well. It's taking a picture basically of it, and that's how the technology works with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it down nice and sturdy. I'll see if I can. I'm probably not very organised to do a demonstration like this. I did have another camera, but I dare not touch any of these cords in case the sound goes again. Otherwise, I would just do a bird's eye camera for you. So I'll just do it like this awkwardly, but we'll see if it works. Okay, so I'm just going to run it over the text.
In this mode, ReaderPen secure doubles as clear.
So that was a bit awkward, but obviously if you're doing it on the pen, but you can see even juggling it like that, it worked really, really well. If I wanted to go back and say read it from the start, all I would do is just toggle back using the cursors. That's a little directional cursor there, and I'll just put it back to the start. Just press the button, it'll read it out again.
ReaderPen secure doubles as clear.
So that's quick as easy. If I wanted to actually have a look at what one of the words was, I'll put it on, say, secure, the word secure. All I did is just move it over to the word secure. And I'll show you another little trick. If I hold the button down,
Secure.
it will read it out, that single word, and highlight it. So that's really good for perhaps sort of, slight visual impairments or something where you want it to be highlighted a bit bigger. So it's a little trick there. So what you can do with that now is, all I did was press the menu, and you can either clear screen or there's the definition. So I'm going to press the definition, and I'm going to press it.
Secure. Secure adjective 1, firm and safe. Is that ladder secure? 2, not likely to be lost. I need a secure job. 3, made safe and protected from attack. Check that all the doors and windows are secured securely. Adverb secure.
Right, I think that's on the Collins English dictionaries. So I'm going to clear that out. So obviously you can see that it's got a lot of definition for it. If I would probably set that up to to the Oxford Junior Dictionary to make that really good. Yeah, auto read, sure. Someone wants to see the auto read. So I'm just going to go down into settings, and I'm going to go to sorry, I'm just trying to find it. Okay, so I'll show you exactly where it is. So you just need to go into text reader. So flashing cursor is going here. Then you can press the menu button, which is this little one on the top there. Okay, clear screen, definition, select dictionary. So even if I'd scanned all those words and I thought, oh, I really don't want that dictionary, it was too long, you can go in now and change that to the Oxford. You've got your adding mode. So these are your auto read. Okay, you can have that on or off. So I'm going to press that, select that to off. Okay, I won't do the juggling. I'll just scan a couple of lines here. So I'm scanning lines I should say, and taking that off. It's not reading it out loud until I select where I want it to read from, and it'll read it from that point.
Anything you scan with ReaderPen.
So that might be a bit of a better option for you, can get quite annoying when it's sort of skipping it as well. And then you just, when you're ready, you just put it back to the point where you want it to read from, and off you go. Depends on people's personal preference. So yes, there's lots of different things that you can do with it. But I can send out, you know, the guide as well, so you can have a little look. I think you may have that as well, Helen, as well. So if you don't, let me know and I can send them out to you as well. So, okay, I'll send you guys out some Helen, I think you've got everything, but Steve, I can send you out that information so you can pass them on to your colleagues for your workplace. So, so thank you very much.